Well, I'm very happy to be here in Thomas and have this studio. It, to me, is, I guess, my man cave, you might say at times. I use it for painting, but the acoustics and everything is so spatial that you can almost clear your mind when you come out here to paint. Usually I'm out here with my golden retriever, Snow. It's a special place. The style of painting I do is anything from realism to expressionism. I mainly like to paint in realism. I'm not a realist, I should say. A little bit of symbolism in each one of the paintings that I do to bring out what I'm trying to project. This is a painting that I did of my father-in-law, Albert Smith Hockman. He was a well-respected man in Tucker County here and worked at Midas Merchant Bank. Was also in the Sheriff's Department and other government entities. I painted it for my wife as a surprise. My father-in-law, he was a big mail pouch man. As you can see, he had the brass spittoon there. I tried to, even with his painting and all the paintings that I do, have some symbolism along with the person themselves to more or less say this is who he is, because everybody remembers him walking down the street to the where he would buy his tobacco mail pouch. This scene is of Thomas, as you can recognize. What I tried to capture was the sunrise in the morning coming up over the back, and also to capture the church, the Catholic church up above, and we actually lived right over here on Brown Street. I also tried to depict my father-in-law and my brother-in-law. They were in the bank, head cashiers for Miners and Merchants, and these little characters here, my father-in-law was around 5 foot and my brother-in-law was around 6'2", as well as our dog at the time, Gulliver. We always would walk him down the street to go to work, and it sort of symbolizes a lot of what was in the town at that time, with the brick going up over the hill, and of course the city hall, and over here was the opera center. This painting here was done, a fellow employee and myself, we used to get out and walk 5 miles each evening and in Yorktown, and we would go by the Fike and Drum building in Yorktown. They were building a new building, and I thought it was great to have a picture of the old building. I got permission from the band director to paint a lot of pictures of the Fife and Drum. The girl leaning in the corner was a daughter of the band director, and she was actually a fife player. But the way she was leaning and holding her body, I felt it was more conducive to put a snare drum on her shoulder and let her become a player of the drum instead of a fife. I titled this one Early Morning Stroll in Gethsemane. Gethsemane is where they have the olive trees in Jerusalem, and in fact the tree that you see here I painted from a 2,000-year-old olive tree. If nobody has ever seen an olive tree, it's very, very rugged, and it doesn't look like the typical tree. I tried to incorporate different things into the painting. For example, the model was actually my granddaughter back whenever she was actually about 14 years old. if you read the Bible, you'll find that Mary was only around 14 or 15 when she had Jesus. The baby that she's holding is actually, she is actually a grown woman now, and she is probably, I'm guessing 36, 37, and that is her son. A lot of the flowers, again back to symbolisms of what I tried to put in a painting, these flowers are all in the Bible. The lily, the hyssop, and the crucip. And these are all listed in the Bible themselves. And of course, the sheep, the lambs, are symbolizing Lamb of God. The rock I put in there because it symbolized where maybe Jesus prayed in the Garden of Gethsemane before he was crucified. So the painting has a lot of meaning as far as relating to the Bible itself. This is my grandfather. His name is the same as mine, Ernest Ralph Gabler. He was a prominent banker and a farmer in Pennsylvania. And the only thing that I had after his death was a black and white picture, but I had a memory of what this material was, where he sat in his rocker on his back porch, and I went and scoured different places that had material, and I found the material and actually set up a still life for me to do the folds of the flowers and of the cloth. Actually, his picture on the black and white was down to here. I tried to add something of symbolism that more or less dictate who the person is. And I always remember my grandfather smoking a pipe, which was a curved pipe, and I didn't have a picture of his hand and a lot of the color of his face, but they said that I had a lot of the same color, so I painted my color for his black and white, and I would leave my hand down until the blood would run and I could see the veins in my hand to put the pipe in. I actually painted my hand for my grandfather. The title of the painting is Lilacs. This is my wife's favorite flower, along with peonies. One of the hard features with lilac, it's one of the hardest flowers to paint, mainly because of the color and the shape. I tried to create a painting that represented my wife. She was a big reader, so I had a book here, and the particular hat that's in the painting is a hat that she liked to wear during the spring and summertime, and this was set up on our table as a still life. So a lot of what I will tell you in a lot of my paintings is I gained a lot of experience through many artists, and each painting may have a section of it that might look like their painting. Kinsler and Green and Nash and Ross and Silverman, and I don't want to leave anybody out because there's many, all contributed to giving me where I am today. You never stop learning. I remember one time walking into a room and whoever was there, I was sort of introduced as, oh, he got his degree in crayons and coloring book. Let me say one thing. An artist goes through training all his life. He never stops learning. And you learn not only from the techniques of others, but you also learn about the the how paint is created, how to use a medium, how to glaze, how to use the golden roll method as far as proportioning painting. So you never stop learning. I'm 83, and I'll guarantee you, up until the time I die, I will still be studying.